Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Rad here from Radko Tarot, and this is going to be Capricorn Sun, Capricorn Moon and Capricorn Rising weekly tarot and Lenormand reading for October 22nd to October 28, 2018. And while I'm doing the shuffling, I want to remind you once again, guys, that this is just a general reading for Capricorn's star sign, and this is not your personal reading. Therefore, here in this spread, I will try to do my best to explain you the meanings of the cards and their synergy in the spread, but it falls to you to make sense of them and to align them to your personal situation. Now, if you want me to do that for you, that it will be a subject of a personal reading. And for personal readings, please check out my website, which is listed down below in the description of this video. And there you are to find a full list of my services as well as their pricings. So this is going to be a 4-card tarot spread. Now the first card is about the topic of your Capricorn's week. The second card, that will be the core of the situation. The third card, we do have about the challenges which are to cause predicaments here, and the last one, that will be the guidance which tarot is offering to you. So let's see now what you got, guys. Now we do have the judgment card. So the judgment is the card of the wake-up call. Usually when we talk about the judgment as a topic, a huge breakthroughs are achieved, and in this case through by you Capricorns, usually connected with the very different mindset of the mindset that you are moving until this very moment. That card kind of like could incorporate some insights that you are to obtain in some cases. In other cases, it could be a drop of blockage that you may have on a certain situation. But how you need to look at the judgment card is about a third option available appearing in front of you, and that third option available may not be regarding a current project or a current relationship. Just to give you an idea here, guys, let's say that you are feeling very despondent in your current relationship. So you do have two options available, you know, make it or break it. And the third option may appear as someone else, so you can choose to make it with someone else. All right, that option doesn't have to be in the frame of your current undertaking, but it could be in the frame of replacing your current undertaking with something else. That being said, in this case, should it manifest that way, that card would also resembles a new beginning. And that's why the judgment, it is a very broad card, because you can't really say how it's going to take place and where it's going to take place. That is dependable on the question asked. That's why tarot is about questions. All right, it's basically in general reading you can give a general idea, but when questions are asked, it is when tarot really shines. However, the judgment here for you Capricorns points that this week is going to be a week of improvement and of breakthroughs, and these breakthroughs are to come most likely very surprisingly here, because the judgment is the wake-up call. It is kind of like, if you can imagine these old cartoon movies where, for example, on the Tom and Jerry is trying to find a way out, and suddenly a bulb flashes in his mind and he now knows the answer. Well, that is the judgment. You are wobbling and, you know, you're banging your head against the wall, while at a certain point you kind of say to yourself, well, wait a minute, you know, there is such an easy way to do that, or, you know, I don't even have to do it, etc., etc. So in that specific case, this also could be the liberty of mind as well, to realize that you are not as stuck as you think you are. All right, that you do have a much more options available. And the also the judgment could be as well the birth of a child or conceiving as well, because that is the wake-up call, as I told you. Also the birth of life. As you can see here, the angel is blowing on his horn, and a new life is born out of the coffins. The next one, that will be the death card, and the death card is showing the core of the situation. So a major change provoked that specific a breakthrough moment. All right, that wake-up call that you are to answer. The death card, also very broad one. It points to something that it is either, you know, dying, no longer serving you any favor. You realize that that is the case. It is going away. It's basically soon it's not going to be a factor. It's not going to be an influence in your life. This is as much as that it can be said with those broad cards here, and that could be the end and the beginning of a new relationship. You know, that could be the end and the beginning of a project, of one project and starting of another one. That could be the end of one job and starting of another one as well, and that ending happened lately. All right, it will not happen throughout this week. So think about it when you kind of like watch, when you are watching this reading. Think about it. What is the thing that recently ended in your life? You know, and it doesn't have to be something material as well. It could be a certain idea that was rendered that was rendered futile by circumstances or by certain people. So it is kind of like an emotional ending, something that kind of made you feel helpless. This is how death defines ending. Something that you are feeling helpless to sustain, something that you are feeling helpless to push on forward. That is the ending that the death card marks, and you are to find, you know, either a way to save it and to expand it, or to replace it. Either way, you will not be deprived. That is my point of view here. The next card is about the challenges that are causing predicaments, and we have a winner here with the Seven of Wands, because the Seven of Wands is about exterior influence, which is trying to manipulate you and to make you do things which are strictly against what you want to achieve, for many reasons. You know, one of the reasons is envy, the other reason is conquest. You know, someone is trying to conquer, for example, your place at work, or is trying to conquer your husband or your wife or your boyfriend or a girlfriend, or in general is trying to conquer, let's say, your inheritance, etc., etc. So that is a strong opposition. You need to know that this opposition here, it is playing dirty. They don't obey the rules of war, and the war actually doesn't have any rules. That's why it is very important here throughout the course of the week, you Capricorns, to be very vigilant, especially for the people which are closest to you. All right, this card, the predicaments which this card causes, they usually start by a small rumor spreading, and as soon as the rumor spreads, you have to kind of like sap it. You have to intercept it with everything you got, even if it is not a rumor, even if it is something else. All right, it usually starts with a small thing, something negligible, something that it is easily overlooked and it is easily ignored, and that will be the grave mistakes, because it escalates very rapidly to a point and to an extent in which you will have no control upon it whatsoever. And I don't want to give such example, all right, but it could be, I will give that grim example here, guys, and it is the first thing that came into my mind, and you know that I speak what comes to my mind. So let's say that you are a parent, all right, and you kind of catch your child to your child being smoking pot, all right, and you say to yourself, all right, so if it is a pot, that's not that big of a deal, all right, but that quickly could evolve into something way more serious, all right. So you have to take drastic measures straight away, so you sap even the slightest chance that could grow even further, that problem could grow even further. So this is what is asked from you Capricorns from that specific week, to be very vigilant for these strange things which are a little bit out of the ordinary, because they will escalate and are to cause huge problems further into the future. And the last one, that is going to be the Seven of Swords, which is the guidance, and that is highly connected here with these couple of cards, pointing that you should have no regret whatsoever for what is going away from your life, what is ending here with the Death card, all right, because what is to be replaced, is much more beneficial and with much more potential to grow moving forward into the future. Also, this card, it also resembles the sense of guilt. You should not feel guilty that you want to chase your happiness, because at the end of the day, Capricorns, if you don't chase your happiness, no one else is going to do it for you. So that being said here, when the Seven of Swords comes as a guidance, that card asks you to think first and foremost for yourself and people you love, and then for the peripheral people that are involved into your situation. If you are feeling that you are treated, that you are mistreated, here you have to basically stand your ground and you need to make an opposition. Again, giving a silent treatment, that will not help it whatsoever. And at the end, this card points that you have to follow your goals and your goals only, and whatever doesn't cover your code of conduct, you should not feel yourself obliged to accomplish. So that was the tarot reading for you, Capricorns. Now let me shuffle the Lenormand cards, and what the Lenormand cards are about to say to us is a event happening to you that you should either look forward to or try to avoid. So what we have first, this is going to be the bucket, and the bucket is about bonus, it's about a pleasant surprise, it's about improvement, all right? And it is what we said here, a breakthrough, and now we know that it is going to be through a pleasant surprise, a bonus given to you, excuse me, from maybe the universe itself. The next card, that is going to be the path, and the path is about multiple choices, multiple ways to approach a certain situation, decision. So now we know that it also will involve a certain choice that needs to be made, and now we are going here to the Seven of Swords, saying that you need to follow your goals and your goals only. And the last one is going to be the clouds, excuse me, and the clouds are standing for diversion, vagueness, they stand for confusion as well. So what we do have is that even though you definitely are going to have that enormous opportunity, you know, in front of yourself to improve yourself, to improve your daily routine, and in generally to replace something which is already dead in your life, that will cause also a confusion, leaving you with the question, how should I approach it, right? And that could cause as well a prerequisites for diversion. That's why you have to be quite determined, quite vigilant here to sap whatever out of the ordinary is starting to happen in your life and in your peripheral, because it's going to, as I said, escalate, and it's going to cause a severe issue moving forward with the future. So that being said, Capricorns, this was your weekly Tarot and Lenormand reading for October 22nd to October 28th, 2018. I hope you enjoyed it and you liked it, guys. And again, this was just a general reading for Capricorn star sign, and it was not your personal reading. Therefore, I did my best here to explain you the meanings of the cards, their synergy in the spread, but it falls to you to make sense of them and to align them to your personal situation. If you want me to do that for you, well, that will be a subject of a personal reading. And for personal readings, please check out my website, which is listed down below in the description of this video, and there you are to find a full list of my services as well as their pricings. Rad signing out now. See you next time. Bye.